Hi guys, I just came back from watching the latest Star Trek Into Darkness. Um, what's the story about? The story is about Spock, and it's about terrorism lah. Actually, this the whole movie is about the message is about terrorism, and Spock and Kirk have to. Um, there's a mystery about this terrorist, and they have to find him, and then they realize he is something more. He has a reason why he's doing that and stuff like that. So, and then there was some, it's a simple Star Trek movie. If you can hear from my tone, I'm not really that excited about the movie, and I will tell you why. This is J.J. Abrams' second Star Trek, and I will tell you why about this movie. Then I realized there is something about J.J. Abrams. No offense, I like his movie. I think I like his movies, including this one, including Star Trek Into Darkness. It's not bad. They are not bad. They are quite good. Um, you have action, you have comedy, you have it's a proper storyline. It's properly made. Lots of lens flare, but I seem to notice this in every J.J. Abrams films and TV shows. He has strong female characters. The female characters in his movie are really strong, or in TV, even his TV shows, they are. He always had created these strong female characters, which is nothing wrong, which I think is admirable because it's like trying to show, women can take charge and stuff like that, and women have that, and a lot of these female characters have charisma, which is good. So you can see that in Alias's first TV, I mean second TV show, even the first TV series that he did had was centered around a girl, and Alias, of course, the girl is the focus, and then Lost. I mean, in Lost, the most interesting characters are the women, and when he started Star Trek, the most interesting character in the first Star Trek movie was Zoe Saldana, and then he did it what do you call that, the Super 8. The most interesting character is the girl character, and he really has this niche about creating strong female characters, which I'm okay. I'm really glad because somebody, why not? Now here's the problem: he doesn't have strong male characters, which yeah, he doesn't. The male characters in his shows are not that strong. They are, to me, they don't have the machismo, the macho-ness, tak ada. They don't have that in his movies. In Star Trek, they have Carl Urban. Carl Urban played Judge Dredd, if I'm not mistaken. Man, in that movie, he has that. His shout comes out. But in this movie, in his Star Trek movies, Carl Urban is nothing. And most of the guy characters in this movie, in Star Trek, and especially in Star Trek Into Darkness, the guy characters are really, really, really not interesting, except for the villain. I think the only interesting bit about the movie is the villain, and the villain character, somehow he has what they call that, real passion, even when he's speaking very straight. It's almost expressionless, but he comes out. The character comes up, and I guess that's up to the actor. I mean, the actor can pull it off and can convey it, but there were instances where I think J.J. Abrams was trying to dilute his the essence. Yeah, I can feel that he was trying to dilute this guy with the essence, because he does it to all of his male actors. Chris Pine, who plays Kirk, he doesn't even like inspire. He looks like a schoolboy. Seriously, even Kirk, Even I'm sorry, even Spock. They the guys they look like schoolboys. I mean they have this. It comes out like schoolboys. They don't come out as men. It's surprisingly. I mean and then it's the same trait in all of his movies though, like Boy Scout, something like that. They kind of have that vibe. So that's what I mean for me. It doesn't make the movie interesting to me lah, because I'm like looking at apa lah, just a bunch of kids, and there was only one good scene in the movie, one interesting scene in Star Trek Into Darkness, which is that scene when they have this guy, this terrorist, behind this glass, and Kirk was talking to him. They have a banter, the dialogue between them. You know, in that scene, you can see the compare and contrast that the guy, the villain, has more charisma than Chris Pine. It looks like, I mean, langit dan bumi tau. Langit dan bumi means, it's like the more experienced actor and the less experienced actor. It really shows up, and it shouldn't be. And to me, I mean, characterization wise, that's why I kind of like, you know, what I mean is, J.J. Abrams makes good movies, but the characters are not interesting for me, because the guy characters are always a bit budak-budak sekolah, very school kids, very nice, too nice, you know. When he tries to create this macho characters, it always falls somehow, I don't know, flat. But that's why, I mean, he dilutes them. I don't know how he does it. Maybe the camera angle is somehow he dilutes his characters. So that is not his strength. I mean, the only other director that is the opposite of JJ is, I want to mention Catherine Bigelow. Catherine Bigelow is a director who directed The Hurt Locker and what do you call that, the movie about killing Osama bin Laden, Zero Dark 30. Now, if you've seen both movies, even if you've seen just Hurt Locker, she's 57 now. She's a girl, but she can create all these macho characters though. Macho characters, not just for the guys, but girls though. I mean, especially in Zero Dark 30. But in Hurt Locker, I mean, it's like the guys are really guys, you know what I mean? And it's so good. She does it really well. She doesn't dilute her film. I mean, the richness of the guys, of the characters. The guys come out as men, and which is why I like. I mean, this is the total opposite of J.J. Abrams. His characters are safe. Even, okay, like I said, like the girl characters are strong, but the guys character are really like kids. So it's obvious though. But you know, story wise, there's nothing to complain about the story, because I think his strength is the story. I mean, if you read the interviews or hear the interviews on YouTube and whatnot, JJ has mastered the art of storytelling lah. You know, the only weakness whether his presentation, because if a movie is like a visual storytelling, so can they convey that? Is it compelling enough? I think that's what missing. It's not compelling. Star Trek Into the Darkness was not compelling enough for me. There was one point, I mean, before I went in, I was thinking like the title was like Star Trek Into Darkness. What does it mean? Even if I watched it, it doesn't mean anything. There's nothing to do with it. You don't even remember the title. It's like the title is completely separate from the film. Into the Darkness, really? I know there were some other questionable scenes, like for example, like in the end, I'm just gonna spoil it in the end. The city, there is a spaceship that fell down on the city, destroyed the city. You can see a few buildings just get crushed. I'm sure 100,000 people or more perished that day. You know what's the next scene? The next scene is Kirk waking up from the hospital bed smiling, and Spock just saying something nice to him, banter with each other. What the hell is that, man? A lot of people just died. So there was like some sort of weirdness. There was like, what? But I think kids will like it. I think the movie is safe for kids. Yeah, and yeah, you can bring your girlfriend, because I think he's really trying to impress the girls lah, JJ. Yeah, the girls are macam in this, even this movie, right? Their first contact with the Klingon. First contact with the Klingon. I mean, in the the Star Trek series, Klingon is a big deal. The enemy of the human race. You know who did it? Zoe Saldana, and she went up very strong, very confident, and talked to this cat. Her characters are very strong, but in the same scene, JJ shows that Captain Kirk and was a bit panicky about, oh my god, she's gonna meet this Klingon and stuff like that. Cowards. So I'm thinking like, that's JJ style. He is strong women characters, but very weak male characters, and so for me the movie is just okay. I'm not saying it's bad at all. I mean, the story, regardless, this, no matter whatever I said, I'm not saying that the movie sucks. The movie just doesn't interest me. It's not compelling for me, because the male characters are not that well developed. You might as well watch Games of Thrones or something. At least balanced development between male and female characters. Here, so it's like watching Catholic boys school, Catholic school boys. So seriously, they are too goody. It's like watching kids lah. So I mean, that's my review, my mixed review of Star Trek Into Darkness. Good storyline. I'm not saying it's great. Good storyline. He know his stuff. JJ know his stuff, but not compelling for me. Okay, that's it. That's my short review. Thank you for watching.